Selling your real estate business is not quitting. In fact, it might be the most intelligent move you ever make. In today's episode, we're going to talk about why more real estate professionals are considering selling their business and how to know if the time is right for you. Now let's begin talking about why this conversation matters. The first is because of demographic shifts. Maybe you've heard the term the silver tsunami, meaning the tidal wave of baby boomers who are preparing to retire or are retiring. In fact, to the tune of 10,000 of them retiring every single day. By 2030, all baby boomers will be over the age of 65, meaning 1 in every 5 residents of the United States will be at retirement age. And additional US Census Bureau numbers tell us that by the year 2034, there will be 77 million people over the age of 65 in the US, compared to 76.5 million under the age of 18. A first in history that there are more elderly than there are youth. In what's been dubbed the silver tsunami, $84 trillion of wealth will be changing hands over the next 2 decades. The second reason why this conversation matters is that we are at a pivotal time in the history of the world. Just like the industrial age changed everything, well, the AI age is changing everything, but at lightning pace. The technology that we're experiencing today is going to transform the way business is done, especially service-based businesses like real estate. And last, because more agents than ever before are asking themselves, what does an actual exit look like for me? Can I ever put this thing down? Can I ever even slow down? And if so, what does that even look like? Now, the next natural thing for us to talk about is what are the signs that it might be time for me to actually consider at some point selling my business and having an exit. Number 1, you don't love it anymore. That's one of the things that I've coached agents for over a decade now, which is find something that you can do every single day that you love. Because if you do that, guess what? You'll actually do it. And the magic bullet is consistency. So if you find yourself not loving it anymore, you either need to have a heart-to-heart with yourself to say, why don't I love it and how can I fix that? Or you just need to say, maybe it's time to start winding down. Because if you don't love it, you won't be consistent. If you're not consistent, it's not going to work and you're going to be forced out. So you might as well end on your terms. The second sign that it might be time for you to sell is the fact that you're still watching this video, which is all about selling. Oftentimes, our subconscious tells us, even at times more frequently than our conscious brain, what it is that we actually want in life. And if we find ourselves drawn to something, listening to something, learning about something, hey, that might be an interesting sign that maybe you should look a little deeper. Number 3, you're not willing to embrace new technology. As I mentioned, AI is coming at us like an absolute tsunami. Not just the silver tsunami of people retiring, but technology is changing faster and more dramatically than it ever has before. And if you're not willing to embrace that, again, the reality is it's not going to end well for you. The reality is it's just not. But here is the good news, which is point number 4, which is you find out that there's actually a way for you to increase the value of your business, continue to do the parts of it that you love, and sell the rest of it. By you being interested in that particular topic, that might be the very thing that tells you that it's time for you to sell your business. Now, a little side note about this same section. Sometimes people think that if they sell their business, they can never do real estate again. I'm here to tell you that when you find the model of selling your business and even buying another business, you might not feel as constrained as you once did. You see, many people, they would rather go move somewhere to maybe a warmer climate or near their children or grandchildren. But they're tied to this real estate business that makes them feel trapped. But again, if you can sell the business where you're at and buy another one in the new market, wouldn't you want to do that? Wouldn't you want to go be close to the people that you love and not feel chained or restricted to this area that you once loved, but maybe all the people who you love have moved out of there? Again, this might be another opportunity for you to recognize that it is time for you to sell. And again, possibly even buy another one or not. That's up to you, depending upon what your appetite for continuing to work is. But just know that this possibility is a reality. Now let's talk about how to do it right. The best way for you as a selling agent to get maximum value for your book of business is to give both parties, both you and the buyer of the business, to be putting forward maximum effort to that end. And the best way to do that is to not to agree upon a period of time by which referrals will be sent. There's no skin in the game for the buying party, but instead to agree upon a price. In other words, to have the business valued to where both parties agree, and then to have the payment towards the payoff of that book of business come from both the warm GCI of the seller of the business and the warm GCI of the buyer of the business. And a discount applied if that gets paid off before a certain period of time. And an additional fee if it takes longer. Thereby, there's an incentive for the buyer of the business to go quickly, to get maximum value from it, and to pay that business off quickly. And maximum incentive for the seller of the business to participate with that particular agent to be sure that those relationships transfer. Now, you're likely asking yourself the obvious question, which is, how do I value my real estate business? Like, is there a multiple? Is it like, who even says what it's worth? Is it just blue sky and it's all relationships? Well, it's a really great question. We've worked really hard on answering that question, and I have actually created a calculator that will allow you to go in and answer just a handful of questions, very simple questions that you will know the answer to, and it will give you back a range by which your business could be valued. Now, of course, it's negotiable based on a number of other factors, but this will give you a good starting point. And then the next question that's going to come up as soon as you see that number in front of you, you're probably going to ask yourself, how do I optimize that? Like, how do I actually grow that number? Like, I'm not ready to retire today. Like, I'm several years out, maybe 5 years out. How do I actually grow that number? Is there some process by which I can do that? All of these are amazing questions. I'm going to send you again in the notes to this show. I'm going to put a link to that calculator. It's free. We don't even want your email address. We don't need your email address to give you that number. Just input it in, take a look at that number. If you want to have an additional conversation after that, we do have a place where you can input in your email to get on a list of people that we're happy to have a conversation with. Here's what I want you to know, is that prior to now, the technology has not existed to transfer a client database, to successfully transfer relationships, a client database from one professional to another. But I'm here to tell you, with the advancement of AI, that technology is here now. And if you've ever wanted to see if it's possible for you to have a successful exit, go start the process of finding out what your business is worth. And from there, see where that takes you. Because you might just realize that this treadmill that feels like you have been running on, that is going faster and faster and faster to earn the same amount of money or less, and is maybe even now feeling like it's moving to the incline, that there is a path off, and it's a really happy path. And we've created that path, and we're excited to talk to you more about it. Click on that calculator, and if you're curious to learn more, do so.